That just happened today. Using unapproved Wi-Fi may be prohibited. Again, we talked about that. You don't want to use an unapproved Wi-Fi. Open Wi-Fi is going to be the airport, hotels. Hotels are really bad breeding grounds for hackers right now. If you're sitting in the airport and you connect to the DIA's Wi-Fi, yes.
We travel internationally a lot.
Yes.
Vietnam,
Yeah.
China, Malaysia,
I know.
wherever. How do we do work?
You need to take your hotspot with you.
So we need to get hold of some.
Dave, do you log in through the VPN?
I was gonna say,
The
doesn't the
company
Yeah, no,
VPN do
so
that?
so that's
Yeah.
right, we haven't got that part yet. If you do log into your VPN, you
It
are
doesn't.
protected doing
Okay.
business,
It drops.
doing work.
Okay.
But if you do have, the most secure way to do that, Dave, is you want to get a hotspot to travel with, and you can get international calling on that hotspot, so it does protect you, and then connect it to your VPN.
Okay.
VPN is always gonna make you safe, and there is a question on the desk that's gonna ask you that. If you're at a coffee shop and you're already connected to the network, what's the next safest way to connect to your network? And that's through your VPN, okay? It's gonna be your next line of defense. Best thing is to have a hotspot and go to the VPN. But if you don't have that access, you wanna make sure you're going through the VPN. So, we'll talk about that a little bit more too. Follow your organization's policies, you guys. I don't know if IT puts out a policy for you guys?
No.
No? Yes?
No.
No? I think that, I think it'd be good to maybe, I'm gonna talk to Mark and our, they hired me to do this. I think it's good to actually put out a policy so you guys can see what should we do. I mean, you guys didn't know that you should travel with a hotspot. You can use your phone hotspot, by the way. Your phone, most phones have a hotspot. That's better than anything. Use your phone hotspot along with going to your VPN. Just don't go to an open public Wi-Fi.
So okay,
Go ahead.
no, I understand.
What were you thinking?
Now, because usually we travel with iPads and not our laptops.
Yeah.
And that's a little easier.
Yeah. Yeah, you just want to make sure that you're still, I mean, you can secure them too, the same way you do a laptop. They operate the same way. We have Surface Pros, so we travel with those as well. But you just want to make sure that you're using a VPN back to your work. All right, Microsoft Exchange, everybody heard about this last year. Exchange, many companies, you guys did up until you changed to Office 365 after the breach, everything was changed, but Exchange was a big hack last year. It did attack so many companies. Exchange, the reason why they attacked Exchange is because there's so many vulnerabilities, because it's old technology and Microsoft is no longer updating it. And Microsoft will give you updates all the time to protect your computers, but they are not really doing Exchange Server anymore because they want everybody to go to Office 365. So that's their new technology. That's what they want everybody to use. And it is safe. Most people are going to Office 365. It really is more convenient. The hack was a result of a zero-day attack where attackers utilized vulnerabilities in the Exchange servers. There were so many of them because they didn't have any patches. Patches are what you get. So if you guys ever get a notification on your laptop that says you need to update your Windows, that's a patch coming through. And they're doing it constantly. It seems like you're always getting them. It's because attacks are happening all the time. So Microsoft is trying to keep up with them. And they're going to do those patches because it does protect you. It gives you a line of defense there. Key takeaways, keep your devices up to date always, and software up to date. If you have software patches that you need to do, they get annoying and they get be a pain in the butt, but it is going to keep you safe. I do it at home, I do it at work, I do it everywhere because you really want to keep everything safe. Guidelines for maintaining physical security of devices. Understand what sensitive data is accessible on your device, either whether it's your laptop or your iPad. Change pins and passwords regularly. Do they have you guys changing those every 6 months?
Yeah.
Be sure a secondary security is in place. What would that be? Anybody have a guess?
Text your phone.
Text your phone. Exactly. That's called two-factor authentication. Sorry, I didn't mean to kick you. You called my person. I'm just stretching my legs. Two-factor authentication, yes, that was set up for you guys after the breach as well. Ensure that you keep your devices up to date with the latest versions. Be mindful of the whereabouts and accessibility of your devices. What's that mean? You want to, if you're traveling with your laptop, you're traveling with your iPad, and you want to go downstairs, you're leaving your hotel room to go to dinner or something, make sure you know where everything's at. If you're taking it with you, keep it in a secure place. You wouldn't believe how many people lose those things while they're traveling. They leave it somewhere. Be cautious in disposal of media or resources. This is again talking about hard copy items, or if you have a junk thumb drive and you no longer need that because it's full, you want to make sure it's disposed of appropriately, because you don't want anybody to get that information. Report loss or theft of a breach immediately. We're going to go to the IT team for that, right? All right, candy time. You can pass out candy. Sorry, I didn't mean to kick you. While in a lunch meeting at a restaurant, you realize someone has stolen your laptop. What risk does that scenario present? I'm gonna drink my beer real quick. Anybody?
Is it turned on or is it turned off?
It's gonna be turned on. It doesn't matter whether it's on or off. If they stole it, they can hack into it.
But don't they have to have your password to get in?
They can hack into it. Hackers hack into passwords all the time. So, they can steal your physical device and they can steal your hard drive off your computer.
So they get everything.
Yeah, they can open that box up and take your hard drive.
I'd say you get fired.
Well, what's the big risk though if they have your information?
Access to your information.
Everything, right,
Yeah.
exactly. Give them some candy. Okay. How could we have mitigated some of the risk?
Hold on to your laptop.
Yeah. Keep it with you. Keep it in your purse. I don't like carrying my rolling bag. Sometimes I have to because I'm doing network stuff, but I usually try and just carry one of these bags. But you just want to make sure you have it with you all the time. All right.
Sorry, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
So if hackers can get into your laptop, even
Yep.
though it's shut and locked, and they can figure out passwords, why do we change passwords so often if they're so easily
So it's not easy.
gone around?
It's not easy.
Okay.
If they steal it, they're gonna open up this box and take your hard drive out.
Okay.
That's how they're gonna get into that. So it's not easy for them to break passwords, but it takes 1 hour for a hacker on average to decode somebody's password. That's why we have to change them so frequently. And if your password, and I'm gonna show you guys some really good examples. This game's all about passwords, so I'm gonna show that to you. My mouse messed up. We're gonna talk a lot about passwords because that's really a big factor when you're coming to protect anything or a device or even stuff at home you want to protect. Passwords are big. So everybody got a bingo card? Look like
Yep.
this? All right. So what this is we're gonna go through the bingo card. You're gonna read the questions, and if it applies to you, you're gonna mark an X. And then whoever gets bingo, yeah, let me know. I wanna see. Hopefully you get a good bingo. There's good bingos and bad bingos. So I'll read through the questions too. I never save my password or never save my passwords in my browsers. My passwords don't start with a capital letter. Move this thing out of the way, sorry. Can't see. There we go. I never write down my passwords. I just moved that right in the right line. Actually, it's moved. I don't know what's doing that, sorry. I moved it on the screen, it's not moving. I quickly changed my temporary passwords. The last letter of my password isn't a special character. I never use my birthday in my password. I change my passwords often, and this isn't just your work password, this is for everything you use passwords. This applies, okay? I do use two-factor authentication. Everybody should have that block.
What is that?
This is how you get into your network at work. It's when you send you a text to your phone. That's two-factor authentication.
Is this
We have it.
for like work or is this for personal?
Both.
Both.
And the reason why I'll explain it to you, your work kind of intermingles with your personal life sometimes, so. I never recycle my passwords, I mean, you're not using them over and over again. I use a mix of numbers and letters in my passwords. I don't use whole words or names as passwords. I never share my passwords, even with family members. I have different passwords for every account. That means your bank account, your email account, your whatever else you sign into. I keep up with passwords best practices. Who got bingo? Bingo? Bingo?
One bingo.
Bingo?
Ask her what constitutes a bingo. I mean, what constitutes a bingo? One
whole
line or
line
having
straight
a whole
across.
line?
The whole card, I hope you don't have the whole card filled. You would be the first person in all the classes that have the whole card filled. So whoever has bingo. You have bingo, Teresa?
Yeah.
So who wants to share their card with me? Their bingo card? Dave, here we go. Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's.
$3? 10, all right.
I think I got a bingo there.
Just so you guys know, the man down here is your free space.
He's a free space, there you go.
This is your free space?
He's your free space, because there's no person there.
Huh?